I feel like 20s are the time when you actually begin to mature and start understanding the gray area of life. And I know 10 years from now, when I look back at this video, I'm going to laugh at myself. But it's usually in your early 20s when you start understanding the conditioning and the insecurities that you were carrying throughout your teenage years. So I just turned 25, and here are 5 lessons that I've learned in the first 5 years of my 20s. Lesson number 1: take ownership of everything, but especially your pain. Especially if you've gone through some sort of emotional trauma. We all have been in victim mode at some point in our lives, and that's okay. That's how kids are. But the moment you start taking responsibility of your healing and growth is when you tell the other person that your words and actions will not damage me. You don't need to seek validation and forgiveness from them anymore. You don't just go through pain, but you actually grow through the pain. I don't think I would have learned how to say no, how to set boundaries, how to even practice non-judgment if I had not dealt with narcissists in my life. I am grateful for each and every person in my life. Those were the chapters I didn't want, but I needed. You don't get to choose how you learn some lessons in your life. The aim is to just learn and move forward. The second lesson that I'm still learning, it's not easy, is that it's okay to not have it all. Let's say you don't achieve all of your dreams. You don't get the kind of life you want, the car of your dreams, the house of your dreams, all of those things that you're working towards, that 6-figure income that you're just working day and night towards. How do you feel about that? Are you happy with where you are right now, with what you have right now? Because there's a lot that you have that others don't. This is not an invitation to stop trying, give up on your dreams, and just lose hope. I'm just asking you to reconsider your definition of happiness and peace. All of those things that you're striving towards, are they even worth compromising your health, your family time, and your relationships? There's nothing wrong with having those goals. Those are some good goals to have. But if you're doing it because that's what the society expects of you, or you're just doing it to validate yourself, to prove something, then maybe you need to sort out your priorities. Because some of us are living in the mindset of I will be happy if, or I will be happy when. We have rules for our own happiness. So once I have X, Y, and Z in my life, then I'll be happy. Otherwise, I am dissatisfied, I'm lost, and life is unfair. I'm going to give it 1 star on Google reviews. That's how I was, and I won't lie, I still catch myself being caught up in the hustle culture, in the rat race. But you have to constantly remind yourself to be grateful, to practice gratitude, and to be at peace with where you are, with what you have. Because if you don't take that moment, then it's just going to drive you insane. You're just going to attach your self-worth to those goals, and that's not healthy. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to not have the perfect skin, the perfect job, the perfect house, to be still single. It's as long as you're putting in the effort to grow and learn new things, you're on the right path. The third lesson is going to sound very paradoxical to what I just said, but that's the truth. You have to work tirelessly and consistently. I'm all about mindfulness, taking things slow, living in the moment. And if that's your vibe, that's completely fine. That's my vibe too. But if you have your mind set upon something, if you have things that you truly want to achieve, then you have to put in the work. There is no shortcut. You have to work both hard and smart. There is no substitute for the lessons that you learn through experience and taking action. I do not recommend being sleep deprived, dehydrated, workaholic, but 20s are the best time to go full beast mode on your goals. You have the time, you have the energy, the health, and the persistence for pursuing all of those things. The fourth lesson is something that I learned from Peter Sage, that my outer world follows my inner world. Even if you don't believe, let's say you don't believe in the law of attraction and all of those things, I just want you to do an experiment for 1 week. Set the intention to be in a good mood every day when you wake up. Don't complain for a week. High five at yourself in the mirror. Look forward to taking a shower. Be excited to have your breakfast, going to work, and just observe the results in your overall productivity, your emotional state, and your health. Yep, that's it. The fifth and the most important lesson, if you're taking just one thing away from this entire video, then let it be this: learn to let go everything that you fear to lose. My own soul doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my creator. Today I am above the ground. One day I'll be 6 feet below. Let this be the one thing that should be consistent in your life. Constant. Things come and go, people come and go. Everything will cease to exist one day. Your degrees, your money, your fame, your family, you're not going to take anything to your grave. And just don't get too lost in the sauce. And this is a reminder to me as well, because this world is designed to distract us. The desires are limitless. So how much is too much? We sometimes just want to control everything. We cannot face uncertainty. We cannot surrender. We have no faith sometimes. We are playing God. And that's wrong. And I have to constantly remind myself that not every ambition in this life deserves the same level of effort. So yeah, youth is usually the time when we keep religion or spirituality for later years. We think that we'll when we get old we'll devote our time to God, but damn, you do you even know if you're going to live tomorrow or the next second? Life is pretty unpredictable. So the bottom line is that you are a student in this life until you die. It's scary getting old, but it's also exciting. I'm grateful for each and every person in my life. I'm grateful for the blessings, the support system around me. And I'm proud to be an optimistic person, because it's not easy being optimistic. This world and our brain is designed to think negative. So we have to be proactive about having a positive and a growth mindset. And to anyone who is in their early 20s or is going to be in their 20s, entering their 20s, I would just suggest that do not take your health, your family and relationships for granted. Yes, it's absolutely necessary to have goals and ambitions in this life, but just don't get too caught up in the hustle culture. Stay grounded, be humble, and constantly be grateful. Not just list all of the things you're grateful for, but to live in a state of gratitude, to be grateful even for the pain, is the kind of mindset we should all aim for. So learn to maintain the balance. Have at least 1 day in a week to yourself. Complete it yourself. Do nothing, or do things for yourself like self-care or catch up with your friends and just enjoy. I mean, it's easy to life gets pretty serious after you graduate, so you have to put in the effort to enjoy and to take things lightly and to not be too depressed with everything that's probably not going your way. And be productive. I mean, this is the best time to chase your goals. Don't waste your time. This is the time you can afford to make the mistakes, because you can bounce back quicker. Eat healthy, exercise, meditate, journal. Just have healthy habits in your life, because you're just creating a pathway. Like how you spend your 20s, it's like a projection of how your 30s are going to look like. So you have to be very careful, and you have to be very proactive about how you want your 30s and the rest of your life to be. Be aware of your weaknesses. Do not let ego come in the way of your relationships. Communicate, learn to confront and have difficult conversations. It's not easy, but you need to learn those things, and school doesn't teach you that, I know. That's how life is. Thank you for watching. I would love to know what have you learned in your 20s, if you are in your 20s or any age for that matter. I'm curious about all of the lessons you have learned, so please comment and let me know. And I hope that you gained some value out of this video, or enjoyed at least. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.